This is Kite Cutter TV with another presentation. We gotta talk about this. Okay, guys, mixed status immigrant families to receive stimulus checks under the COVID relief package. The new 900 billion coronavirus relief package will allow mixed status households with undocumented immigrants to receive stimulus checks, which they were denied in the first relief package. U.S. citizens and green card holders will be able to receive direct aid even if they filed a joint tax return with an undocumented spouse, as well as additional checks for each dependent. It will also make mixed status families with one social security number eligible for the $1,200 per household and $500 checks from the initial relief package. So if you don't get it, what that basically means is that not only will the illegal immigrants receive the stimulus checks that are coming out now, but back, I think the first previous ones might have been back in March or April. I'm not sure the exact date. But previously, if they missed out on those checks, they will also get those checks as well. So they're basically giving illegal immigrants that are in the country illegally back pay for stimulus checks. Check this out.
Welcome back. So the Rebound Indiana is our effort to help you and your family get through the financial impact of the coronavirus pandemic. We know it's a lot. And so this morning, a local family is sharing their story with us after getting left out of receiving the first round of stimulus payments.
WRTV's Investigates Kara Kenny reports that some families believe that they're the victims of discrimination.
Victoria Hernandez lives in Plymouth, Indiana. She's been married to her husband, Jose, for 6 years, and they have 2 children together. The entire family did not receive a stimulus check earlier this year.
I kind of got this gut-wrenching feeling I don't think we're going to get it.
They are a mixed status family. Victoria is a citizen and Jose is an undocumented immigrant from Mexico, living in the U.S. since he was 6 years old. More than 100,000 mixed status families like the Hernandez family live in Indiana. The federal government excluded mixed status families from the first round of stimulus checks, meaning American citizens did not get the money because of their spouse's legal status.
We should never have been excluded in the first place. I can't imagine someone saying that, my kids don't deserve it just because their dad's illegal.
Back in May, WRTV Investigates introduced you to other Central Indiana women, American citizens who did not get stimulus checks because of their partner's immigration status. Mixed status families fought back. They contacted their representatives, and some filed lawsuits against the federal government. It made an impact. The newly passed relief package now includes stimulus checks for mixed status families like the Hernandez.
Kind of surreal. I don't know. I guess I'll believe it when I see it.
Undocumented immigrants are still not eligible for stimulus payments, but this time, U.S. citizens and green card holders will be eligible to receive at least $600, as well as an additional $600 per dependent child, even if they filed their 2019 taxes with an undocumented immigrant.
I think everyone will be very thankful that they're listening. And just appreciate the fact that they've included families like mine.
U.S. Congressman Andre Carson tells WRTV, "I'm pleased we are making progress in righting this wrong. We shouldn't be playing politics with people's lives and livelihoods. All Americans have been hit hard by COVID-19, regardless of their citizenship status, and they all need support." Katie Rosenberger is an Indianapolis immigration attorney and says our entire economy benefits from mixed status families receiving stimulus checks.
This could be a huge help to catch up on rent, to make sure that food's on the table, to pay for childcare.
Rosenberger says the vast majority of undocumented immigrants in our community are working, paying taxes, and working toward becoming U.S. citizens.
It takes a year and a half, 2 years, sometimes longer. It's costly.
Jose works in construction, and his visa application is still pending. The Hernandez family plans to use the stimulus money to put in their savings for any unexpected bills. They're grateful to Congress for including mixed status families this time around.
And I hope that if it ever goes further, that they keep us in the loop with everything, just because we're just as deserving as the person next to us.
Working for you, Kara Kenny, WRTV.
Kara, thank you so much. Mixed status families may not receive the full amount if the couple earns more than $150,000. Also, under the newly passed COVID-19 relief package, mixed status families are eligible to collect on those stimulus checks made available all the way back in March of this year.
Keep in mind, some who got the first coronavirus stimulus check won't be getting a second one. Here is who is getting the check. If your 2019 reported income was $75,000 or less, under the current plan, you will get a full $600 one-time payment. Couples who reported an adjusted gross income of up to $150,000 will get $1,200. If you reported making more than $75,000, you will get partial payments dropping by $5 for every $100 above the income limit. Okay, so what about people who aren't getting a second stimulus check? If you're a couple making $174,000 or more, or a head of a household making more than $124,500, you will not get a second stimulus. Others not getting one are undocumented immigrants living in the U.S. and those without a Social Security number. If you have direct deposit set up, you should see your money in your bank account in the next 2 weeks.
Okay, for this next story, we have 3 states giving illegal aliens driver's licenses, or what they're calling driver privilege cards. One of them is New Jersey. These are supposed to start January 1st. In New Jersey, it's been delayed because of the coronavirus pandemic, so they're pushing it back a little bit. The other 2 states that this is happening is in Oregon and Virginia. So if you live in these states, I suggest you contact your local officials and let them know that you're against this. But it's all in Democratic states, and the Democrats would say that this basically makes the road safer, but it's an incentive for illegal aliens getting driver privilege cards in the United States. So check this story out. The MVC delays driver's licenses for New Jersey undocumented immigrants. Officials at the New Jersey Motor Vehicle Commission announced this week that it won't meet the January 1st deadline to begin issuing driver's licenses to undocumented immigrants. Governor Phil Murphy signed a bill into law last December, giving the agency a full year to create the licensing system and educate the public. One of the main concerns that I have outside of the obvious is that a lot of these people can't even speak English. So how are they supposed to read the road signs and know what the road signs are all about? Check this out.
Assume what it'll feel like if they told you you couldn't drive for the next 3 months in the middle of the winter.
Advocate and DACA recipient Itzel Hernandez sharing the harsh reality for the more than 440,000 undocumented Jersey residents. They all will now need to wait longer to apply for a state driver's license.
It would be both of my parents that would also have to continue to just wait until the legislation actually gets enacted.
The new law, which was signed by Governor Murphy in 2019, was supposed to launch January 1st, but MVC Chief Administrator Sue Fulton says the pandemic's impact on the agency made it impossible to roll out the new program on time. As of today, 9 MVC agencies are closed because staff have tested positive for COVID-19. Frequent closures have put more strain on the agency and added to the backlog from its 4-month shutdown over the summer. In a statement, Fulton said, "We cannot conduct the necessary hands-on document training without violating COVID-19 restrictions. In addition, the stand-downs for training would impact our critical operations. We are hopeful that we will get past the worst of the pandemic in the next few months so we can get this done for those who sorely need it."
The Motor Vehicles Commission is working, and we're working constructively to legislative sponsors of that bill, which I was proud to sign, to other advocates to try to get as expeditious a resolution to this as possible.
Immigrant families who need to get to work, need to take their children to the doctor's appointments or pick them up from schools in a pandemic in a socially distant manner won't be able to do that because of this delay.
Advocate for New Jersey Alliance for Immigrant Justice, Hara Mir, says while she understands there were COVID-related delays, she feels during this delay, the agency needs to rethink the current procedures before they're finalized.
2 of the things that were proposed were a Social Security and eligibility letter. And what that means is that you as an undocumented person who already knows you're not eligible for a Social Security number would have to go to the Social Security agency and ask to file for a Social Security number to then get denied by them and bring that letter as proof that you're not eligible for a Social Security number to the MVC. You're pretty much outing yourself.
We're requesting an official webpage so we as advocates can take that information and carry it to the community. so that's official. I think because of the delay, we've been having to give information from our perspective and say we think, this is what's happening.
Mir says the concern now is that nearly 500,000 undocumented residents in the state could become victims of scams.
Because there hasn't been official information released by the MVC, and there's been this delay, people have been able to take advantage of that and take advantage of immigrant families, a lot of whom don't have a lot of money right now because of the pandemic. They've lost work, and they're being asked to pay for a service that they might not really need. It really is scams, and so we really need the MVC to put out updated public information continuously for the immigrant community.
Still no word on when the driver's licenses will be available or the regulations that will be required to receive one, but Murphy says he hopes they won't be delayed past spring. For NJ Spotlight News, I'm Raven Santana.
Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Till next time, God bless. Peace.